All right, folks, got some really sad news, but news, and if you've been following me for the last 2 to 3 years, I actually did a few videos on this 40 volt line and just how it really didn't make sense, guys. At the time this 40 volt came out, DeWalt really marketed this as their pro line, their commercial line, okay, for the professional lawn care contractor, whatever. When I got their first item, which was their, I want to say their first tool that I got was their 40 volt blower, okay, and I compared it against the 20 volt blower. But there's a few videos, I don't want to go around the whole thing, but I basically said it just didn't make sense price point wise, and the biggest reason was the weight of the tools. These 40 volt batteries, very big, very bulky, and they made the tool much heavier than their 20 volt counterparts. And on top of that, you really didn't gain much power. Obviously with the blower, some tools, obviously you got, a 16-inch 40 volt chainsaw that was part of their original line of tools. I believe there was a blower, a trimmer, a chainsaw. That was their initial 3 tools. Came out with an oscillating tool, that oscillating hedge trimmer, which was, and these tools are well made. We stopped seeing the really well made 40 volt tools when this lawnmower came out. Now the good thing is, if you were in the 40 volt line, if you invested in this 40 volt line, you at least got your lawnmower. Now after 1 year, as you can see here, they discontinued it. All right. Me personally, guys, like I said, you got around 15 minutes with the 6 amp hour battery that came with it. The only reason you would ever buy this mower is if, and you've heard me say this throughout all the videos I did on it, is if you were in the platform already. Maybe you had the chainsaw with a 6 amp hour battery. Maybe you had the trimmer with a 4 amp hour battery. You have to have a couple batteries with this 40 volt mower. But cut quality wise, guys, again, this was a great mower. Now, that 20 volt mower, which is identical to this mower, the only difference is this takes one 40 volt battery, and the DeWalt 20 volt takes 2 20 volt batteries. The tires are gray. These are black. The handle is black on this, and it's gray on the 20 volt. They're going to continue to make that 20 volt mower. But this was the last tool that they came out with last year. I knew the writing was on the wall. Basically, when this mower came out, and it was really identical to the 20 volt version, obviously you have a pro line, right? You're marketing this as your professional, lithium ion platform, and it's identical to your, 20 volt homeowner version. But, again, it's discontinued. I'm sure they're going to continue making batteries. There's only one tool that I found on here that they're still making, and that's basically their 6-bay charger. Okay, I'm just gonna show you here. Kind of a shame, but again, I knew as soon as they came out, I didn't see any advantage to these tools, unfortunately. All right, maybe we'll check the batteries, but here is the blower. Again, this was this product has been discontinued. There was no advantage to this blower over their 20 volt mower, 20 volt blower, guys. I don't even see any so they took all the specs off of these two, so you can't even look up. But this had 423 CFM. Okay, the 20 volt, which you can go to your local Home Depot and had 400. Runtime, the 20 volt had, well, this has a 7.5, but You can get this blower, I believe, with a 4 and a 6 also. But there was just really no advantage to it. Here's the chainsaw, which probably, this is a great chainsaw, guys. And this actually has a little bit more power than their Flex Volt 60 volt. And some people, again, how? Why? It's not possible. Well, these 40 volt batteries are specifically made to discharge power a little bit better. Here's it with the 7.5, but this came also with a 4 and a 6 also. They're all discontinued, guys. Here it is with a 6. I can show you here. Discontinued. This is, tell you, they really invested in this, guys. It's a real shame. You know, on the bright side, they did come out with a complete platform, guys. You know, again, they have a chainsaw, they have a blower, they have a trimmer, they have an oscillating hedge trimmer, they have a regular hedge trimmer, and you got your lawnmower. So kind of every tool, really except the pole saw, is, you know, available in this 40 volt line. Here's the hedge trimmer. You see, here it is, bare tool, the chainsaw. I'm gonna show you something. Maybe tonight we'll focus back on you. Here's the blower with the 4, like I said. You know, we just saw the lawnmower, discontinued, the trimmer. This is the only product that I found, and this came out about the same as the oscillating tool, the backpack blower, discontinued, and again, it, you know, wasn't really powerful, but a really comfortable, well made, you know, expensive too. And that's another part why this, I think, platform failed, was not that it was expensive, because they were really well made, you know, outdoor power tools. It's just, you know, the runtime on this and the power just really wasn't worth the $500 when you can get, you know, a Red Max 8500 for that price. You know what I'm saying, folks? But yeah, this is the only tool that they don't have discontinued here. So, and it's a shame about the oscillating tool. I haven't found that yet. Yeah, the oscillating tool that's not even up. Oh, here it is. I keep calling it oscillating. Telescoping pole hedge trimmer. It's a shame. This was a great tool, guys. Really was. You know, heavy as hell, but well made. I mean, you can reach anything with this thing, guys. But the 40 volt platform is gone after around 3 years, maybe 4. This might have been the 4th year, but between 3 and 4 years. And again, I feel bad for the people. And then you had a backpack blower too. I didn't really mention that too. So you had a backpack blower also. Yeah, they and I also knew it because DeWalt wasn't at GIE this year, and they were there every year trying to promote this. All right, so the batteries, that's usually what they do. All right, so they're still going to probably make batteries for probably a couple years. You know, we've kind of seen that with Milwaukee's 28 volt platform there. So I don't think you have too much to worry about. Remember, you know, these batteries are still floating out there. Yeah, here's the 7.5 amp hour. All right. So, and this one's this thing's like a brick, this sucker. So again, having this like in a chainsaw, not too bad, but on the blower and on the trimmer, on the hedge trimmer. Actually, I have this battery and it came with the hedge trimmer, and it's a really powerful hedge trimmer, guys. It's a great, well-made hedge trimmer, but just real heavy. And again, it was kind of expensive at the time. They've really dropped the prices. Obviously, a lot of this stuff you can kind of get cheap now. That being said, would I invest in this now? I'm going to try to, again, I just really found out on Friday about this. Now, someone sent me something about the mower being discontinued, and I reached out to DeWalt, and they confirmed it pretty much. But it's really going to matter in how long they're going to make these batteries for, guys. Again, you got a 4, a 6, and a 7.5. They've really come down in price. But that being said, it doesn't really solve the problem. You might be getting the tool, a nice, well-made tool for a cheap price. But, you know, certain tools I would recommend. But you don't really want to get this hedge trimmer. It's just because it's just heavy, really heavy. Well made. And all these tools, you know, the first tool we kind of saw where the quality just wasn't there. Now, again, the mower, I don't want to say it's cheap. I really like the mower. But again, it was just the same as the 20 volt. So you can't have two exactly the same mowers released out to the public, and they're exactly the same, but you're calling one a professional line of tools for the professional, and it's exactly the same as its, you know, big box Home Depot, Lowe's lawnmower, except for the battery. So that's where we kind of saw the difference, because every other tool was different from the 20 volt. But all that being said, the DeWalt's 40 volt line is gone. Let's see if you can still get the 4. Okay, yes, you can. All right, well, and again, it just hasn't said discontinued. But you're probably going to have a hard time getting these batteries, but who knows? Again, I think you'll see at least a couple more years before they stop making these batteries altogether. Okay, I think there's a 3-year warranty on this 40 volt platform, so they're still selling it this year. So maybe you have 3 years after this. But I'll see what I can find out battery wise. I'm sure most of you don't care, just like everybody else with this 40 volt line. But I do give DeWalt credit for really trying. You know, again, ahead of everyone else. But when you got these Milwaukee 20 volt, you know, tools that are really performing awesome, and with the lightweight of those batteries, when you got the Makita that are making some great stuff. Now they're using 2 18 volt batteries, but, you know, again, a huge platform with Makita, not just 6 tools, you know, 7 tools. And, you know, DeWalt's 20 volt, they just came out with a new pole saw. So that's where they're kind of investing. This whole thing started because people started asking me if they're coming out with a 40 volt pole saw and if they're coming out with a flex volt pole saw. And then with the lawnmower, someone sent me. So I kind of looked into it. But again, 3 years ago, I just knew this was going to fail. But again, I give DeWalt credit. Peace.